And one of the coolest features I think about the GT1000 is it does this. You used to have a MIDI pickup on your guitar to do that. This will do that with a standard 1/4-inch cable. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever put a Roland GK pickup on one of your guitars. I did, and I bought a Roland GR55 to use it with, and I had all the stuff. You know how many times I took it on stage? None. Zero. Not even one time. Because why are you going to lug around a whole extra thing just so you can make a piano sound for one song? You're not going to do it. Or if you're for me, you're not going to do it. And if you're you're not going to do it. No. And it's a whole thing you have to install on the guitar, and it's got that big piece, and it's ugly. If you have a pretty guitar like this one, which I'll talk about in a minute. So it's really cool to have that kind of versatility in this unit and not have to lug around all the extra MIDI stuff, which I think is really exciting. Does anybody have any questions specifically about the GT1000 before I move on to other stuff?
Price.
$9,999. Is that right?
$1,000.
Yeah. I like to say it like Ali G, 999. But yeah, it's $1,000. Yes.
Is it pretty easy to put together your own effects?
It's very easy, yeah. Aside from the built-in ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really user-friendly. There is a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in it, so like be aware that it's a lot of menus, but it's very easy to follow, for sure.
Gotcha.
And so when you press effect on it, if you take a look at it later, you'll see a whole signal chain pops up, and with little pictures of the pedals that you can switch on and off and turn up and down and stuff. It's very, very user-friendly. It looks daunting at first, but it's very easy. Anybody else? Yes?
How do you get that plugged into your rig and everything?
It's right into the effects return. So I'm actually just using the JVM right now as a huge power amp, and we're going to go into the Marshall code pretty shortly, and I'm going to go directly into the head and talk a little bit about that.
Is the speaker emulation on or anything? Or?
In this right now, it's not, because I don't need it because I have a giant speaker here. But it is really cool when you go listen to it. There's one thing on here that I wanted to demo for you guys that doesn't really come across with one cab. It's called a 3D tone that they've added into this that they didn't have in the 100. And if you search through, I think it's preset number 4 or 5. It's called 3D Jazz or something. On headphones, you hear the delay goes stereo around. So if you have a stereo rig set up, you'll hear the delay bounce around. And that kind of stuff is what you won't hear just straight through a 412. But it's pretty cool. Anything else about the GT1000?
There's a question back over here.
I can't see. Tell me.
I'm short.
Yes.
Does it do any amp modeling that you can download?
I don't believe it does. I think it's all its own thing. The amp modeling is something that the code does very, very well, which I'll talk about shortly. But no, I think this is pretty much, I think there are some approximations. Like I think there's something that I want to talk about it. But I've been an Ibanez artist for 10 years, and this year, my 10th anniversary with Ibanez, they gave me the honor of being the first female ever with a signature guitar. It's so strange to say those words out loud, even though I've said them a lot of times. But it's really, really exciting for me. So I'll talk to you quickly about the specs. It's an S-series body, so you guys see. Of course, it's very light and extremely well balanced. So if you hold this guitar at the neck joint, can you guys hear me without the mic?
Yeah.
Okay. If you hold this guitar at the neck joint, if you can see, I'm actually not holding it at all. The balance is perfect. So if you run around a lot on stage like I do, or if you have shoulder problems from playing too many shows a year like I do, or if you just have shoulder problems in general, it's kind of nice to have a nice, evenly balanced, light guitar. The guitar weighs 7 pounds, which is about half of what a lot of mahogany body guitars weigh. It's mahogany body, quilted maple top, ebony neck. These are my signature DiMarzio pickups, the DiMarzio Pandemonium. A lot of people ask me what they sound like. I say they sound like a deactivator and an evolution had a baby. And the middle is a true velvet. When I talked to DiMarzio about the pickups, they asked if I wanted to do a full signature set with a signature single coil in the middle. And I said, honestly, I would just put a true velvet in the middle anyway. So If you want to put my name on a True Velvet, I guess we could, but I don't want to mislead the customers like that. So I'd rather just say the True Velvet is the greatest single coil ever made and leave it at that. So it's 2 pandemoniums in the neck and bridge and the True Velvet in the middle. And I'll show you a little bit about what they sound like. Go back to our clean sound for a second, and I'll just take you through each pickup combination. Neck pickup, right? This is the neck and the single coil split. Middle single coil. Middle single coil and bridge. And the bridge alone, and the neck alone. So as you can see, you can get a lot of different sounds out of this guitar. It's great for metal. It's an amazing shred guitar, but it does a lot of different stuff too. And that was the important thing for me, was to build a versatile guitar that could be used by any level of player, from beginners to pros. Super easy to play. I refuse to compromise on materials. It's the highest end materials you can get, and something that people could afford to buy. So you won't see many guitars with these specs under $3,000. This one is $14.99. So yeah, and I don't mean $14. Somebody literally asked me that in my last clinic. How much is it? I said it's $14.99. It's $14.99. To his credit, he was like 10. But to be clear, yeah, it's about $1,500. But for those specs, for the highest quality tone woods, for signature pickups. And another cool thing I like about it, it does have the light up inlays on the side. You charge these up. I actually do it with my phone when I don't have my guitar tech. But this is a lifesaver on dark stages. The Alice Cooper show, we actually start about 80% of the songs in pitch black. So when I see the guys over there trying to find the 12th fret and 7th fret, I'm like, I got my light right there. Super easy. And also, of course, the inlay. If your guitar is anything like my guitar, it has a mind of its own and a life of its own. And this guitar has a heartbeat of its own. The inlay is called the Beaten Path. It's very easy to follow because the spikes of the EKG line correspond to the dots on the fretboard, so 3, 5, 7, 9, 12, and so forth. And it gets faster as you get higher up the neck, which is kind of cool. I couldn't have designed it any better myself. Does anybody have any questions about the guitar specifically? Yes?
Was your love for Steve Vai in Crossroads, is that what brought you to Ibanez?
Absolutely. Totally. So I didn't actually get my first Ibanez until I was like 18. I had other guitars before, and I bought, my first Ibanez was the cheapest Ibanez I think they've ever made. It was an RG 120, which I don't even think they make anymore. It had a floating bridge and not a locking nut, so did nothing but go out of tune. But I loved it so much, and I had nicer guitars. I had nice ESPs, and I had a Washburn, and I had a Parker Fly, and I would still play that $200 Ibanez over all of them because I like the neck. I like Ibanez necks, and I always have. Yes?
You know, like Fender, they make guitars in Mexico, and they make them in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Japanese and in the United States, you know, 2 versions.
Yes.
Ibanez, I cannot figure. It's only one version? I mean, only one place that makes
No, they have several different factories.
So that's cool. You can find an Ibanez that is cheaper, but it looks the same, but it's cheaper.
Yeah, basically. There are a lot of different things. Sorry, say again?
Which one is the genuine? Like, how can you tell which is a genuine Ibanez? Like,
Well, they're all genuine. Ibanez has factories in Japan, Indonesia, Korea. I don't think
like this American.
I don't think Ibanez has a USA factory anymore. I think the only American Ibanez guitars you can buy are the LACS, the LA Custom Shops, which even I, after 10 years as an Ibanez artist, I only have one. So they're very, very rare. They only make them to order, and I believe they don't make them for consumers.
That one made it.
This is Indonesian. And the reason why it's Indonesian is because I wanted to make it affordable for you guys. So this was the one thing that Ibanez and I debated on with this guitar, because I was gung-ho saying Japanese made, Japanese made, Japanese made. And they said, if you want to do this in the Fuji factory, where this highest end guitars are made, this guitar is going to cost $3,500. Like, are you prepared for that? And I said, no!